It's the afternoon here. I am bored out of my mind, so I figured it is. Well, yeah. F1, Formula One. The season has been awesome this year, much better than last year. Although, it's funny how it's kind of ending the same way it did last year. The same way. Very odd. Japanese Grand Prix this morning. Pretty enjoyable race, not the best race, but I feel like it's what every F1 race should be at least. So it was it was what it was. It's generally hard to overtake in Japan anyway, so it was a pretty enjoyable race. Main talking point really is Sebastian Vettel losing even more points in the championship than he needed to. I don't understand what's with him. I mean, what happened to winning 9 races in a row in 2013? Or, because he had the car to do it in Belgium, and he capitalised on it. I feel like there's been a lot of points in this season where it looks like you look at last year and you look at this year, and it's almost like Mercedes and Ferrari switch roles. Mercedes don't have the most powerful engine anymore. They're winning on tracks that Ferrari should dominate like they did in last year. It's very odd. I mean, I think it's just a matter of Ferrari haven't capitalised on having the best car, and Mercedes have. Because last year, it was clear cut. Ferrari had had like the best car for a couple of races, and then Mercedes just overtook them in pace again. From the summer break onwards, it was all Hamilton. Hamilton always does this. Hamilton's very, very good at winning championships. He's very good at winning when he has to win. He normally starts slow in every single season, really. He normally starts slow. We saw it in 2016, 2017, this year, even in 2014. For the first couple of... Well, no, 2014 was a bit different. 2015, he was dominant all the way through. Obviously, 2017-18, things have changed. Rosberg's gone, Ferrari they're challenging now, so it's we need it. We can't have Mercedes, we can't go into Australia and then go, Mercedes are going to win the championship. Thankfully it's not like that anymore, and it shouldn't be like that ever from now on until the end of this era of V6 engines. So hybrid anyway. So Japanese Grand Prix, Mercedes front row lockout. I feel like Mercedes have just outdeveloped Ferrari again. It's been back and forth all season. You look at the start of the season and you look at Australia and you go, Mercedes have got the best car. Then you look at Bahrain and you go, oof, Ferrari, man. Look at them locking out the front row. Then you got Baku, it was a mix. Then you got Spain, and you're like, Mercedes are going to dominate. Then you go further down the season and it's back and forth. Amazing action. We've had some classic races this year. China, Baku, Bahrain was an awesome race. Germany, Jesus man, that's crazy to win from 14th on the grid. It doesn't even matter. A lot of people were pissed off because everyone's got, Germany was the best race of the season because Hamilton won. Any driver that wins from 14th on the grid has had one of the best drives in their F1 career, ever. Not the best. It wasn't Hamilton's best drive, like he kind of felt it. It probably felt like his best drive in the heat of the moment, but it wasn't his best drive. One of his best drives was probably Silverstone 2008, Monaco 2008 maybe, to go from last to win the Monaco Grand Prix, although it was technically a strategic masterstroke accidentally, was cool to see. Sebastian Vettel doesn't seem like he has the consistency and skill to win world championships anymore that he had when he was with Red Bull. I mean, don't get me wrong, Red Bull had the best car in 2010, 2011. It was very close in 2012. Some would argue they didn't. They definitely had the best car at the end of the season. At the start of the season, it was anyone. McLaren probably had the best pace, but the reliability was awful. Red Bull had the best overall package that year, I'd say. 2013 was just embarrassing, really. The 2014 regulations couldn't have come soon enough. Obviously, they were refreshing and annoying at the same time because you basically just swapped dominant teams. But at least we got a more interesting title fight in 2014 than we did in 2013, eh? Jeez. But nah. Insane. It was insane season. It's been fun. But nah. Japanese Grand Prix. Let's go back to the race today. Sebastian Vettel is probably the biggest talking point. Hamilton did what he does best. Gets the pole. He's the best qualifier on the grid easily. He's great on one lap pace. He did what he had to do. He had Bottas to help from behind. Got the win. Got the job done. Vettel could have got him second today easily, and he started 9th. He was no 8th. Not he qualified 9th. Finished 8th. That's another thing. Qualifying was absolutely horrendous. Like, I know Ferrari got it wrong, but Kimi managed to stick 4th on the grid. They told both guys, stay off the curbs. They are wet. You will go off. And Kimi didn't, but he didn't do it as bad as Vettel did. Vettel went off the track. All he got was 9th. He got 9th place at best. And Ocon got a three-place grid penalty, and he started 8th. He got an amazing start. He got up to 6th at the end of the first lap or the first corner. Overtook Grosjean. There was a bit of an incident between Verstappen and Kimi. Stewards were very good this race. Stewards got the calls right. Kimi got pushed off the track by Verstappen. Verstappen got a 5-second penalty. That's what you get for that. That happening allowed Vettel to get past Kimi. Next lap, Vettel clearly had the pace to overtake Verstappen. You could tell Ferrari had the pace to fight Red Bull easily. Verstappen got good drive. Ricciardo got driver of the day. He had an amazing drive through the field. Managed to get P4. Kimi got held up by I think it was Gasly? Yeah, I think it was one of the Toros's, Gasly, which allowed Ricciardo to get past Kimi in the pit stops. But nah, how did he get past Vettel? Wow, Vettel, Jesus Christ, man. He threw qualifying away, and he threw the race away. That's literally what happened. He did what Verstappen did in China. He decided to dive into a corner that you don't normally overtake. I don't understand why Vettel just didn't wait for the exit of 130R and then go for it there. Because he could have easily gotten Verstappen. He had the pace to get Verstappen. And looking at what happened to Bottas in the last couple of laps, he was really struggling. He locked up a few times. Verstappen almost got him. Didn't have the straight line speed. Ferrari would have had the straight line speed and Vettel would have been second. Had he not decided to dive into a corner that you don't overtake in and take out Bottas. Can't speak today. Take out Verstappen. Thankfully Verstappen didn't spin. Vettel spun himself, kind of like what happened in Italy. He spun himself, damaged his side pod and floor, and he's 19th because Magnussen got a puncture with Charles Leclerc. It's getting ridiculous now, and I feel like I feel like this is going to be a trend in later championships if Vettel doesn't pick his game up. 2019 can't come soon enough for Vettel. But we were saying that about last year, After Japan last year, obviously he retired through no fault of his own. But he still made the mistake in Baku, made the mistake in Singapore, lost valuable points. And just threw it away. He threw it away. It was more of a Ferrari thing than a Vettel thing. But the better man won in Lewis Hamilton last year, and it's going to happen again this year. Hamilton needs to outscore Vettel by 8 points in Texas next couple of weeks, in a fortnight's time, and he will become the 2018 world champion, and he will equal Fangio's record of 5 world titles. Amazing achievement. I feel like this isn't good for Vettel's career. at all. Because Vettel seriously needs to up his game. Because you're going in with one of the best cars on the grid. Ferrari could easily turn up next year and have 2015-esque dominance. I could see it happening, with the kind of pace they showed in Belgium. You just expect them, next year they're going to be great. You got Charles Leclerc coming into Ferrari. It's all looking positive for them in the future. But now, it's kind of like in Russia. Like this basically sums up Vettel's season this year and last year, really. It's the same structure, except Vettel's made much worse mistakes. He going down in Russia in FP3 in the pit lane, 15 seconds, we're going to make it. 10 seconds, we'll make it by a second. 5 seconds, yeah, we made it. Oh, stop, we didn't make it, we just didn't. That's literally it. They start strong, and then they just drop off. And I don't understand why Vettel just, he's done it before. He's shown he can win world championships, but there's a lot of critics out there. I've never been one of them. There's a lot of critics out there. I know Vettel can win a world title without a dominant car. I know he can do it, but it's getting more harder to believe. We haven't seen it from him yet. Everyone keeps talking about his win in Monza in 2008, but that was 10 years ago. He's a completely different driver now. The guy that drove that Toro Rosso to victory wasn't the Sebastian Vettel that we have today. His driving style's probably changed completely. He definitely doesn't look as good in the wet anymore. If you look at what happened in Germany, it's like he peaked early in his career and just has been dropping off ever since. He's arguably been worse this year than he has been last year. Not in terms of his attitudes, but in terms of his driving. It's like he didn't even learn from his mistakes in 2017, and it's like he's gotten worse in terms of consistency. I haven't seen Hamilton make a mistake since, Brazil qualifying last year, but the championship was already over, and had that not been, he probably wouldn't have been as, reckless on his outlap, and he probably wouldn't have made that mistake had that been, a championship, round, instead of just, the championship's over, constructors is won, drivers is won, there's nothing on the line, just go out and do it. You take risks, and you did. He tried to get a fast out lap, set a lap time as quick as possible in Q1, and he spun and crashed. That's what happened to Hamilton in Brazil last year. The title was already over. And yes, it is what it is. He, before that, when was the last time you've seen Hamilton make a massive mistake that cost him something huge? Arguably Japan 2016. He got a shit piss poor start and only managed to recover the third or fourth, I can't remember, in that race. But after that, he won every single race after that, and he was flawless the rest of that season. 2017, he comes along, makes next to no mistakes until he's won the championship. It's the exact same story, He's made next to no mistakes when it matters. Hamilton is always fast when it matters, and it matters now. He needs to win races now, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's now broken his record of consecutive wins from 2017. He only won 3 in a row. Now he's won 4 in a row, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, it's... actually, I don't know. I don't know if he's won 3 in a row now or 4 in a row, but he's definitely won more in a row than last year. That I know for a fact, due courtesy of his second place in Malaysia last year. But yeah, no, it's bad. Vettel's getting criticised a lot about his capability to win world championships. Like I said before, I'm not one of those critics. He's such a good driver. You can tell he can do it. He has the pace to do it, but he doesn't have the consistency. Where has his consistency gone? It's like he never came back from his, massively humiliating 2014 season. Daniel Ricciardo to come through the ranks like that, and just, Sebastian Vettel was king of the grid in 2014. He was going in looking to do what he's failed to do this year and last year. Secure that 5th world title. Get closer and closer to Schumacher's record, because that's clearly what Vettel wants. And he just hasn't been able to capitalise on it. He got humiliated by Daniel Ricciardo in his 2014 season. You know, in his debut for Red Bull, Ricciardo just absolutely demolished Vettel most of the time. He outqualified him every single time. He won 3 races while Vettel got a couple of podiums, and that was about it. You know, he moved to Ferrari, tried to look for a fresh start. It was looking well. You know, 2016 was a massive development year for Ferrari, so they were massively off the pace, fighting Williams. And then here they are, 2017, go for a title shot. Their first title shot since 2012. They mess it up, and they're making the exact same mistakes. Vettel's just putting it in the wall, and Ferrari can't make shit strategy calls more often than not. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna make a video on see if Hamilton wins the title or not. Once he wins the championship, I'm going to make a video going down over it, because there's a lot of people that doubt Hamilton, a lot of people that say, you know, he's only won in good cars. Hamilton's proved that he can win a world championship without a dominant car already. Technically, he proved it last year, because last year he did not dominate. You know, especially, you're never going to... A team doesn't dominate. A lot of people don't understand this. There's a lot of salty... I'm a part of the F1 Word Discord server. I'm a moderator on there. You know, check out... By the way, check out the F1 Word. I'll try and leave a link to his channel in the description. He's an amazing YouTuber. I work with him on Discord, you know, to manage our Discord server there. You know, it's absolutely amazing. I'll put a link for the Discord server as well in the description. He's... amazing YouTuber. You know, he's grown so much over the he started last year, and he's getting so close to 50,000 subscribers in the space of a year and a half, so he's done amazingly well. Go support him. I'll leave a link in the description. And also, you know, Vettel needs to start answering critics. You know, I thought he was doing that, and then Germany happened and France happened, and here we are. You know, I remember in France, he, after that crash, I was thinking he can't be doing that if he wants to win the World Championship. And now, here he is. He's still made mistakes. Germany, you know, Italy. The list goes on. The list just goes on and on and on and on. And he'll never... Will he ever learn? Will Sebastian Vettel ever learn from his mistakes? Yeah, this is it. I will have a video out for the 2018 American Grand Prix, going over it. Will the title be won or not? I get the feeling it will. All Hamilton needs to do is win with Vettel 3rd or lower to win the title. If Vettel finishes 2nd and Hamilton wins, he will stay in contention, but then it will be down to a point in Mexico, and Hamilton will most definitely win the title. I can't see Hamilton retiring until the title is wrapped up. It will be wrapped up in USA, if not in Mexico. I highly doubt it will go to Brazil, unfortunately. This has been Nozzle1 for you, and I will be back with another video very soon. Bye bye.